to be our first game in between Gen.G and Boom Esports. Whoever that takes the dub here is going to have the upper hand in order to make it to that lovely upper bracket. Blam, Saggy, the Gorge is ready, and I'm really hoping that you guys are going to enjoy this match because I'm certain that I will take it from here.
Absolutely. It's going to be a banger of a match because we have at least a boom involved. So whether it's a boom for Gen.G or a boom for Boom Esports, it's all going to be played out here in this game number 1. But you were speaking there, Isaac, there, about the lovely higher bracket of Group B. I mean, is it so lovely after what we've seen from Pause Gaming?
Oh, I'm really sorry about that. You know what, man? Like, it just took me a little bit of a while just to figure out the answer to that question. I'm telling you, man. Like, after this, if you go to pause, like, come on, it is going to be an extra life. Go. Everybody wants to go to the upper bracket. The teams are ready. The Gorge is ready. Boys, take it from here.
We'll take it from here now. Yes, absolutely. Game number 1, getting out of the way for Boom Esports and Gen.G. Already seen a little bit of a usual tit-for-tat into the mid lane, right? We see, obviously, Tatsuri, impressive, as well as Toshi there, just trying to get a pressure, get that first wave clear created.
First wave clear being secured. 1v2 for the side of Tatsuri to make sure that he gets the priority here. And towards the jungle, Carl is looking for an invade here, but does not get it. But Tatsuri, no. Okay, Rock gets it for... Gets it secure. All is safe.
Gets it secure, that's all you're going to say, right? I mean, some people at home maybe be confused. They're like, hey, why is Gojo on the Gorge? But this is another thing with HOK, right? We have some fantastic collabs. And obviously, JJK was one of them, and we've recently just had a Bleach collab as well. So if you're into playing your favorite anime characters, Honor of Kings is definitely the game you want to be looking at going for.
Exactly. Migi also piloting the Byron, almost getting caught up, but escapes well. But check out the CD key, ladies and gentlemen. Battle or redeem for tons of account fragments and precious dragon crystals here. Hit the community button in the settings and go claim the CD key right now. But talk about the game right now, we gotta say, the early game coming from the side of Gen.G is pretty consistent, but Impressive goes in.
Impressive goes in with an impressive engage. The burst ramp does come through, and it is going to be Netza with a Skyfall onto the backline. Oh! Meiji goes down first blood. Carl looking pretty low. The newer coming through here with the emergence. He is able to get out there with a complete emergency.
Well, Rock here traveling from the sky, landing onto Migi, who expended his mobility to really catch up Inua. But Inua immediately responding to the flash and getting himself to safety here. Impressive, might be caught out here, gets chunked out, going super low, drops to Wawa on the Magi.
That's not the bush you want to be phase checking, buddy. I mean, that was definitely a fright, but I want to just make a little comment there. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a rock.
It's a rock flying in with the Naza.
And I mean, if he's traveling some distance, that's going to hurt, and that's exactly what happened to Migi there, right? It hurt him, and it caused the first blood. Enough damage to take him down. But right now, a very steady start here for Gen.G. 1 point, we'll say 1K. I'll be charitable. 1K gold lead so far with 2 kills ahead.
Wow, 2 kills ahead, and we have seen multiple times if you can cement yourself with 1 to 2,000 gold into the early game, you will have the smooth Tempest. Sorry, not Tempest. You have the smooth Tyrant transition towards the 4th minute mark. So definitely, can Gen.G transition this league towards the first objective of the game that's going to be spawning on 4 minutes?
Potentially, right? I mean, they need to set up that farm lane. They need to make sure they're able to create that pressure. I mean, we do have Toshi. It's not like we just have any random marksman. It is Toshi. But we are going to be a little bit of a divide here for the Azure Golem. It does go over to the side of Gen.G. They have found their home and reclaimed it into a Boom Esports jungle for now. They are looking to just get out with that Azure Golem. That small little dub for the side of Gen.G.
Rock here is having a masterclass of a game. The entire Gen.G, the collective hive mind is really supporting Rock in all his invades here, and Rock coming out ahead against Carl in this jungle matchup. Already a 500 goal lead. And we talk about the pay here, Blam. If pay falls behind, it gets extremely hard to pilot towards the mid game.
Extremely hard to pilot, but I mean, Mighty normally extremely hard to pilot, but it gets the takedown on Carl there. The Skyfall coming in very close. Is it going to be enough to take Migi down? No, he's able to get out. Tatsuri, impressive, like the true teammates they are, come for the save.
Wawa is on fire with this Migi. Play after play, one play on to Impressive, another play on to Carl, and right now, they're setting Carl even more further behind.
Yes.
Tyrant has been spawned, and Carl, you gotta think, are you able to contest this?
Exactly. I mean, putting the pressure into the mid lane there was pretty good. Obviously, clearing out the minion wave as well was enough for them to try and take this neutral objective with a little bit more ease, a little bit more control for the side of Gen.G, and they get it.
Well, first Tyrant goes over to the side of Gen.G, as we mentioned here. You transition your early lead, you transition towards the 4th minute mark, you get the Tyrant here, and right now, we are looking eye strong onto Ray right now and Wawa in the side lane. They are looking to break through this side lane with ease thanks to this Tyrant buff.
Yeah, extra bit of damage here going up to somebody like the D-Ranger on Ray, right? I mean, we're normally waiting for that kind of like mid to late game where his power really starts to come through. Obviously, one of the good things about the D-Ranger, he doesn't only just do physical damage, he does magical damage as well.
Exactly, hybrid damage, but looking at mid lane though, they are looking to secure this mid lane priority. Whoever secures the mid priority gets to move first right now. Wawa with the teleport comes down bot side, Carl might be in danger.
The emergence is coming through here. It's going to be enough just to drive away Boom Esports. They were looking to try and capitalize on that bot side of the map, but they were like, no, let's disarm the Boom.
Wow, Boom right now, they are still heads on strong, looking for opportunities across the map. But Rock here though, onto the top side. Clue, expanding the unending sorrow, escaping from danger here, but Rock is so darn tanky. Miggy goes down!
Miggy goes down. I mean, it would be a crime to be named Rock and be soft, right? We see there with the net set, he's able to tank the damage at just enough time for his teammates to come around and then just claim the poor victim onto the side of Boom Esports. But no turret's been taken down just yet for either of these teams, but the kills are coming in thick and fast for Gen.G.
Exactly. It's just 6 minutes in, they're already cementing themselves 2.5 thousand gold lead already here. This is a statement match. Gen.G revisiting Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, EWC. They are making a statement of a match.
Making a statement, and they need to, right? Obviously, last year was not their year, but they are already looking within these 6 minutes a completely different team. I mean, in terms of teammates, they only get a trade of 1, but that's enough here. The emergence coming through as well as the Skyfall. Is it going to be enough to take down his tier 1 into the bot side of the map? That's going to put a lot of pressure onto Boom Esports.
Just one Skyfall here, immediately making sure that Toshi has to commit the Infinite Bastards here. Rock here on this nose-up pick, on the last pick here that Gen.G drafted for them, is a masterclass so far that I've seen.
Yeah, exactly. He's putting pressure across the entire of the gorge, right? I mean, that's where Rock really wants his presence to be felt, right? It needs to be global, and that's exactly what that player is able to give you on this hero.
But still, if you're a Boom fan, don't be discouraged yet, because Tatsuri on the Kongming, the JJK Kongming, is still ramping up. This pick, if he gets to the late game, he is going to be a monster here. So definitely, we can never count Boom Esports out right now. 0-4, 2,000 gold lead here. Wawa though gets caught out.
Oh yes, the phase check. Is it going to be enough for him to survive? Wawa goes down first, kill going up the side of Boom Esports, but it's going to be Tatsuri going down as well. Mid for Clash. Is that a good trade at this point? That's a lot of damage for the side of Boom Esports being taken off the cards.
And with the wave clear being removed here, Blam, the top tower has to go over the favor of Gen.G. But yet again, you have Boom Esports here actively looking for this trade towards the bot side, so it's still an even trade for towers and kills. So definitely, if you are a Boom Esports fan, it's still something to be happy about. But hang on, those Skyfall goes to bot side.
Yeah, Skyfall onto the call there. He's going to be able to get it out. He is slippery, but the Annihilation is clipping his wings there, doing a lot of damage onto Boom Esports. Carl here, Toshi is here to try and save his teammate, but it is going to be Clue with the claim to the kill.
Clue not giving a single clue at all for his whereabouts, immediately flashing in to save his jungler. Rock solid indeed for Rock on this nose-up pick.
Yep, solid as a rock, right? I mean, we've had him falling from the sky, we've had him saving his teammates, we've had him just give enough time to basically jur out the team fight, and then the cavalry arrives in the form of Wawa, in the form of Inua as well. But looking at that Clash lane, it's not looking healthy here for Boom Esports. They really need to capitalize on that farm lane.
We talked about this, right, Blam? Miggy, Carl on the Byron, on the paint. You gotta play the early tempo to a perfection. But Wawa, Inua, Rock getting all these picks, getting all these tempo in the early game, negating the early game draft coming in from the side of Boom Esports here.
Yeah, I mean, putting a lot of pressure here and kind of denying a lot of the neutral objectives as well is really the MO here for Gen.G. They just don't want to give. They are not a charity, they're a business.
They are indeed a business right now, and what's up with the next business is going to be another tier 2 towards the bottom side of Boom Esports here. Right now, 4-man, both teams strong going into the bot side of Gen.G and Boom Esports.
Yeah, T2 takedown into the farm lane is pretty scary for the side of Boom Esports. They are losing real estate, and if they were a realtor, I would not give them my business.
Indeed it is, Blam. And right now, after the business is done towards the bot side, they are knocking onto the mid tower here. But yet again, they're taking it slow. They don't have to rush it, but Clue here though might be caught out, unending sorrow to escape.
Yes, the lifeline there from the Huan, the unending sorrow, is going to be enough to kind of soak a lot of those skills, a lot of the damage from the side of Boom Esports. So a great bait there from Gen.G Clue.
And yeah, look at the gold chart right now. It's heavily dominated by the side of Gen.G Esports here. But hang on, though, Impressive might be caught up. The boxers are really boxing him in.
Yeah, I mean, forcing the Tremor Smash as a defense is going to be a bit of a problem here for Boom Esports when you're already kind of looking like your back's against the wall.
Especially, that's such a crucial engage tool that's been expended just prior to the 10-minute mark.
Yep.
Shadow Tyrant has been spawned on the map, ladies and gentlemen. Another Shadow variant, the Empowered variant that's being spawned. So, Gen.G, with the lead they have, 4,000 strong, securing this with no issue.
Yeah, no issue. The Tyrant is going to cause a lot of issues here for Boom Esports, potentially, as we see, obviously, Rock go straight in onto Midgie. Midgie looking pretty low. Wawa into the backline as well, just to give over some hate. But it is going to be Clue getting the final kill over onto Midgie there. So Clue on the Huan playing very aggressively as a support, creating so much area of effect. And CC, just like we saw there with Impressive, but that is a 2-0 in trade. That is impressive for the side of Gen.G.
Impressive indeed coming from the side of Gen.G here. Rock immediately finishing up along the side of Gen.G Esports on the Shadow Tyrant immediately. Skyfalls dives onto Midgie and Tatsuri, making sure that they are punished for even thinking about doing a trade.
Yeah, I mean, look at this damage dealt, right? I mean, 53k for Rock. I mean, no one's even close, right? No one is even close. I mean, Toshi should not be taking that much damage, but he is, and it's only thanks to the infinite vastness, and he gets the takedown on Inua as well. Impressive, not looking too hot there, gets taken down onto the red side of the jungle as well, but it is going to be a 3v1 here. Midgie, Carl are going to be the last bastion to save this T2, and they're not going to do it. They're going to say, lads, take it from me. We'll keep the higher grounds, though.
That is an amped up tempo from the side of Gen.G Esports here. Yes, they lose Inua, but they trade back Impressive, and they got all the outer towers, all the outer tier 2s from the side of Boom Esports, and right now, they are slowly approaching the Shadow Overlord to really look for the game-ending push.
Game-ending push. I mean, they've got like 6k gold ahead of them as well, right? I mean, this is looking like a very healthy Gen.G in game number 1. Boom Carl having to be retreating on the back foot here once again into the top side of the map. But if we're looking here between these two, Netza ahead in terms of the gold resources.
Wow.
It's not where you want to be with your pay.
Exactly. We talk time and time again. If you're a pay, if you are a Byron, you have to secure the early lead. But from what we've seen so far, Gen.G has been a masterclass in negating the pay's early tempo here. And right now, they are eyes strong looking at the Shadow Overlord, and they're looking to really nail the coffin of game 1.
It looks like it, right? I mean, claiming both the Shadow variant objectives is very scary and very hairy here for Boom Esports. I mean, their logo is a wolf. There is going to be some hair on the gorge right now, whether it be singed, whether it be shed from stress, we are yet to see. But they need to pull something out the bag, right? They need to keep these higher ground turrets alive.
Exactly, and look at the build coming in from the side of Ray on this D-Ranger. Succubus cloak already completed with an ominous premonition. He is a tanky boy.
A very tanky boy, and we can see here Ray using the tokens from D-Ranger here. Another thing to point out for these teams, these players at home, is that extended 4th token. That's going to put some pressure on if you are Boom Esports in this situation. It's not the pressure you need.
Exactly, and we're looking at Miggy here. He might want to look for a Flash Storm Strike on his spell too, to really look for the backline of Gen.G Esports. If they have to find a way with Impressive or with Miggy to really get access to the backline. But right now, things are looking tough as waves are crashing strong in tree lanes.
Crashing in 3 lanes, but I mean here Boom Esports just need to take a good team fight, right? Just to try and reset, but is it going to be enough for them? We are seeing the whole committed here. Impressive, the annihilation from Inua comes through, and there it is, the break of the siege from the Vanguards as well. That is a 2-0 trade right now for Gen.G. Looking at trying to get a kill on the board. It's going to be Tatsuri, but
hang on,
is it going to be enough? Infinite Vastness clears out the minions. Shadow Vanguard is approaching.
Shadow Vanguard is approaching. approaching. 2-for-1 exchange. Rock out of the map. Miggy impressive out of the map. 4v3 for the side of Boom Esports. Can they hold the fort? Only 30% here on the Crystal here, Blam.
30% on the Crystal, and it is looking like this barrage could be the last Gen.G with the 1-0 victory in game number 1.
Gen.G coming on top in game 1, surprising us with the Nerza pick, the Skyfall, making sure that every play that they commit to was coming into fruition. And I gotta say, I gotta give props to the Nerza. Yep. It made wonders.
It made wonders. I mean, this is definitely something they've been holding, right? I mean, yes, it's probably best they don't show all their cards yet, but if this is the Gen.G we're looking at right now compared to Season 3's Gen.G, this is growth.
This is definitely growth here. I did not expect this kind of performance here. Look at the early gameplay here. Yes, Miggy flashing in, looking for the engage here. Rock immediately with the Skyfall. Catching them off guard and impressive here. Looks for a cheeky bush attempt, but gets immediately punished by Wawa.
Yes, cheeky indeed for Gen.G. I mean, they definitely tried on the side of Boom Esports. I mean, impressive was really trying to create those team fights that they really needed, right? To try and claim some real estate back onto the Gorge in terms of gold, in terms of those turrets, but it just never was given over.
Exactly. I want to give props to Wawa as well. He had such a phenomenal game on Mayin here, making play after play, making sure that he gets these catches. He was making so much room for Rock to farm. He was punishing Carl and Miggy for all the failed attempts.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's gosh darn Rock.
It's gosh darn Rock from the sky, ladies and gentlemen. And Wawa and Rock really cemented themselves as the two players to really cement the tempo alongside with none other than Clue. He had a masterclass with Yuan.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably like one of the most aggressive support Huans we've players seen, right? I mean, we've casted MKL. We've seen Wendy in the mid lane on the Huan. It is crazy, but to play so aggressively as the Huan on a support is just very nice to see.
It is indeed very nice to see, but I gotta say, Gen.G, really well done. I gotta give props to them.
I'm gonna tell you, it's impossible for us to find one player from Gen.G that was the carry in here. All of them had such a great performance. It was so interesting just to see the synergy between them that completely turned things around and did not allow Boom Esports even a chance to catch their breath.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's definitely what Gen.G have seemed to be doing in 2025, right? Within the Honor of Kings Esports, is trying to catch their breath, trying to find their mojo onto the Gorge. And I feel like in that game number 1, they're displaying that they have found their mojo.
Indeed. We were talking about, is Rock going to the jungle? Is the jungle just gonna be swapped around, like rotating around based on like whoever's available, hero's availability? But yet again, the draft has showed us from the start, Rock will be starting in the jungle. And with that, we have seen results, much more solid results compared to any performance that we've seen from the previous tournaments of Gen.G.
Exactly.
Something very interesting to analyze right now was the different picks that we got to see in this game, right? Like we got to see Nerza. What about if we talk a little bit about that Nerza? Because no one got a chance to actually play with it before. It comes in here. Is this Nerza really available for everyone?
It's available for everybody, but I mean, like we've been seeing already within day number 1 of KWC, we've been seeing picks that notoriously and traditionally come through within the best of 5 or best of 7. So we see teams already pulling out those kind of stops and those interesting team comps or interesting picks, to say the least, in these best of 3. So it already makes you very excited for the longevity of how these teams can perform in a best of 5.
Gen.G, a great performance. All of them had amazing performances, but one of them stood up the tallest among them. And that person is going to be sent as home with the MVP for this game. And who else, man? Rock, you said it. Like, he came in that Nerza.
Yep.
I remember it was like very early in the game. He made it straight to 4. Got his ult, immediately just proc that. TP'd, completely vanished Boom Esports on the Clash lane.
Exactly. I mean, that's what you need onto the Netza, right? Like, you need to be level 4 for you to have any presence onto the Gorge. But when you do get to level 4, your presence, your aura that you have now farmed to get to that point, you are going to be able to be here, there, and everywhere.
He was here, there, everywhere. He was always in the front line dishing out damage. Just look at the damage now. 22.7% with a 35% damage taken.
That was impressive, man.
That was impressive.
Taking so much damage coming in from Boom Esports. He did not die. He stood there, and at the same time, he was still just throwing punches. Imagine, that's such a cool hero to play.
Yes.
So everyone at home, if you have a chance, go online, get in there, practice your Nerdra. It's such a cool option available for everyone at home.
Available for everyone at home. And I mean, if you keep playing him enough, you may be just as good as Rock on the Nets one day, right? I mean, that is definitely going to be, if you are obviously a solo player, it's definitely something you're going to want to try and perfect, because if you don't have comms, you need to know where that presence needs to be felt, right? Like, but in a 5v5, it's very crucial to make sure you're communicating. Like, guys, I really feel like this is where we need to be with this Skyfall.
I do agree so as well. Communicating, making sure that your Skyfall is not a 1v5 dive. It's always Rock flying into the enemy team of Boom Esports, and then the cavalry arrives with the Gen.G bunch, making sure that they support their jungle's choices and actions. So definitely a very good display of teamwork and gameplay here coming from the side of Gen.G in this draft.
Right before we move into the BP, let's analyze a little bit of those meta picks. Pei and Byron, they were chosen by Boom Esports. They're supposed to be meta picks. They're supposed to have an advantage in this patch. It did not work out. We talked a lot about they need to have a gold advantage at the beginning of the game, but if it doesn't happen, what to do? What is out there? Like, what are the probabilities? What are the possibilities for people to turn things around, Sagi?
Oh, for me, I do think in terms of draft, when we talk about gold distribution, there is so limited resource in Hero's Gorge in Honor of Kings. So when we talk about locking in that Kong Ming as the last pick coming in from Boom Esports, maybe that's the detrimental part. Maybe they need a control mage, someone at a sacrificial lamp to really provide the gold towards who? Pei, towards who? Long, on players such as Carl and Toshi. So definitely making a tricore, yes, it works as a tricore, but being punished such an early tempo, drafting Byron, drafting Pei, and falling behind, that's not what you want.
Wanting too many things at the same time. Do you think that that was the problem with Boom Esports strat?
I do think so as well. I think in terms of drafting too many carries, maybe that's where the downfall actually started to happen. But yet again, we can never count out Gen.G for their fantastic performance in negating the early game of Boom Esports.
All right, Blam, do you have a different take on that, or would you say that Sagi just hit the nail on the head?
I think it's pretty much foolproof, that one, to be honest. I mean, too many carries, too much kind of like places to put your gold distribution. I mean, you got Lung, you had the Pei as well, which really are kind of like resource-heavy heroes, and you really want to kind of like activate Lung's late game a little bit earlier, especially if the Pei is being punished as well, right? Like, Pei getting into the late game doesn't quite have that kind of same effect, and unfortunately for the side of Boom Esports, they weren't able to get that aggressive kind of playstyle onto the Pei that they really needed.
Well, on the other hand, I would say that it was a very difficult game for Impressive.
Yes.
It was just so tough. Like, every single time that he wanted to just go and trying to gain vision, it was just caught by 2 or 3 people, making that Liam Poe actually look pretty squishy, which is not one of the factors that we want to have.
It's not one of the easiest things to do as well either. I mean, Liam Poe is not a squishy hero, but of course, if you are walking into a brush where there is 3 people waiting for you, the odds are against you, buddy. I mean, I wouldn't walk there in the dark alley expecting to survive a 3v1, right?
I mean, that's definitely the case, right? So definitely, if we talk about the overall team play here, Boom Esports, maybe it's the first game jitters here, maybe it's a jet lag. They have to accommodate that, and they have to quickly tackle it and make sure that they adapt quickly, because this is not a best of 5, and this is not just any regular best of 3. You lose this series, you're straight down towards the lower bracket, and you have no direct access to the playoffs. So it's a very important game that they have to step up. If not now, it's never.
I think that we need to underline that just to emphasize and make everyone at home understand why we just keep talking about that. Making it into the upper bracket not only gives you a chance to be able to make it with 1 more win straight to the next round. That's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. Losing the first game sends you not only to the lower bracket, then you need to win again in the lower bracket, and then you need to win 1 more time against the winners of the lower brackets. It is just so many more games that, again, you do not want to put that in yourself in that position. And
take yourself 1 step further, right? You get into the last chance qualifiers, you then get to the lower part of it, and then you potentially fight one of the KPL teams in the first round of the playoffs. If I'm already down 1 kill and that's my end goal, I'm like, hey, buddy, I mean, let's try for it, but it's going to be a mountain to climb for some of these teams.
Exactly, and you talk about all these losses, right? It also have to factor in one thing. while the other teams that have qualified are resting, they are looking at your games while you're grinding for the last slot, the last 2 slots. You go down to the lower bracket, as mentioned by Isaac. You go down, you gotta win all the way, but you don't go to the playoffs. You still gotta battle the other last chance survivors, and that only contributes to yourself winning to advance to the playoffs. And better yet, at that time, you might fight a KPL team, and that is a very big mountain to cross over.
Of course, and it is such a beautiful format. We gotta admit it, man. Like, it's such a beautiful format. It is amazing for us just to be able to have such an interesting way of playing the game. It is not just only just coming in and then just winning and moving forward. No, you lose, there's still like a pretty interesting matchup that could happen in there, allowing not only us, but everyone at home just to be able to watch a lot more of this amazing international tournament. It's not every day that we get to see all the regions of Honor of Kings gather all together, battling it out. It is, for us, a great opportunity to learn.
Oh, very great opportunity. I mean, not just for us, I mean, the players as well, right? I mean, the differences between some of these regions really allows you to kind of like try and take it back to your own region. Like, yes, scrimming against teams in your own region is cool and all, but if you then go to an international composition and you don't know what their meta is and how their playstyle is, you're going to get hit with the half-truth.
The half-truth, it's an eye-opener. It's also something like you mentioned, something you will learn and progress as we go. So definitely, coming to KWC, we are witnessing more and more meta coming from Chart BR, PKL, IKL, MKL. So it's definitely what I want to see right now. And Isaac, we have a Group A bracket right here.
Look at that. Paul's already there, right?
Yep.
They're just waiting for Gen.G Esports or for Boom Esports. Whoever that makes it here faces them for 1 ticket to the direct to the finals, man. Direct over there to the next level. If you do not win right now, then they need to go and battle it out against Blacklist International. And then the winner of that moves in to 1 big pot of winners of the lower bracket. That's not a great place to be put in.
Not a great place to be put in. And I don't want to be the nightmare creator for the Philippines region, right? Like, there's a potential that Boom Esports can drop down to the lower bracket.
No, and then we're going to have Philippines, we're going to have PKL against PKL.
Leave it a little bit too early for my liking and their liking, clearly.
Oh, no, man, that wouldn't be cool.
I'm going to wake up cold sweats tonight thinking about that one.
That wouldn't be cool indeed. So that is one of the few worries you have to think if you're a Boom Esports fan right now. Yes, Blacklist International, they have went to the lower bracket, but they still have a shot towards the last chance qualifiers. But if you're a Filipino fan, if you're a PKL fan, you gotta worry about Boom Esports right now. They have to activate, they have to adapt right now.
I'm telling you, man, everyone right now is just thinking about that. Right now, the players are getting ready. You can see them just kind of like being all fired up to walk in and just walk into the gorge and fight their way to get that last ticket. They want to start this. We all want this to start, but they still need to keep prepping so they can take this as what it is, a last ticket for survival.
I mean, we don't want the kind of like the first 2 series of the day to be the 4 best-of-3s, right? I mean, we're hoping for as many matches as possible. We get as much action onto the gorge. I mean, it's been so enjoyable today. And to finish this one with the 2-0, we want to see more. We want to see more.
It is a good showdown, man. Come on, like, everybody wants to come here. We're already right over here, all the way to the other side of the world. We're in Saudi Arabia, man. It is such an amazing place. Give us more. What about if we just take this to all the way to the last game? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't
that be nice? A full BO3 for us, for the viewers, and for Boom versus Gen.G will be an absolute banger here, Blam.
It would be. It'd be a great way to finish off the day, right? Like, we get a 4 best-of-3. We get a potential for the first seed of the PKL to kind of prove themselves against Gen.G. But I've got a bone to pick with you here, Sagi. We did our prediction video. You wanted to put Gen.G into the D tier.
Ooh.
How are you feeling about that one there, buddy?
Receipts, I want to hear this. Come on, go for it, Sagi.
I still trust in Boom Esports for here, ladies and gentlemen. From Philippines, from PKL as the first seed, they gotta prove me wrong right now. They gotta make sure that they secure this in the bag here. But definitely, let's head on to the pick and bans here as Gen.G Esports. Banning out the Yuhuan and Diadia, with Boom Esports responding with both of the jungle carries, locking away D Luna, D Pay from the back pick.
All right, I want to just highlight something. That Diadia right over there.
Yes.
why is it being banned so much right now? And before it was being picked so much. I want the people at home just to have a clear idea, a clear picture of why that hero right now is so important.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and casters, so Dia, why is it so strong? Spell, she has an innate knockback. She has super solid early game towards late game. Early game, she can set up, she can steal money, she can gain money, she can provide healing, and she is so strong in the lane. And all the gold that she stole from the enemy or she heals and gets from your teammate, she can convert that towards her healing and damage in her ultimate. So she's an infinite scaling hero in the Hero's Gorge of Honor of Kings.
It's just like the max snowball that you could have in the composition.
And not only that, right, she obviously creates disruption. So for these high frame heroes, if you are trying to get a great engage, she can just use her bit of farewell to just knock you back. And then she could use her ultimate to just basically disengage and engage for your team. So you can use it as 2 or 1 ways. So for those at home, if you're looking for a support player that really controls the pace of a team fight, Dia is the one.
All right, but talking about that, Sagi, talk to us how difficult it is for people at home just to start learning how to play that hero.
I think Dia,
is it really hard?
I don't think it's very hard. You just gotta understand the mechanics here, right? Dia spell 1. Okay, it's a blob that you throw onto your teammate and it heals them. And if you press it again, you fly towards them. All right? Spell 2, if you land onto the enemy. It takes down for about 2 to 3 seconds, and at the very end, it does a chunk of damage, and you steal gold from them. Now, the advanced part. If both teammates nearby gets spell 1 each and they come together, they get a lot of healing. Same goes for your spell 2, the bit of farewell. If you land onto 2 team enemies, you get more gold being stolen. Now, all the gold being stolen from your enemy and you earn from your ally. You don't steal from your ally, you earn gold from them. That converts to more healing, more damage on your ultimate.
That's such a cool mechanic, man. Come on. Whoever that designed that hero was completely cooking, I would say.
They were completely cooking, but there is a little bit of a caveat, right? Like, if you are a new player to this hero, watch out for your enhanced basic attack, because if you go in by accident with your advanced basic attack into, you may be swooping into a team fight that you didn't want to be there, buddy. You going into a T1, you're taking damage. You've got to try and get out of there.
Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. That sounds like a situation I do not want to be put in. Right now we're having a little bit of difficulties. Right now we're having technical difficulties. Everyone at home, hold in with us. We're gonna try our very best just to get back into it really quickly. Talking about this, we're back. We're back. That's lovely. That idea right over there, banned. Let's talk a little bit about the picks that we already have, as we are already halfway through the BP.
Okay, here's the thing. Arlie is a mechanical difficult hero right here. Is it going to Rock or is it going to Ray?
That's the interesting thing, right? I mean, we've seen Ray always, when he goes for the marksman within the team of Gen.G, he likes to go for the D-Ranger, which we saw. Again, D-Ranger, not to kind of undersell him, he is a great marksman hero, but he does definitely require less than the Arlie. So yeah, it might be a good observation here, and obviously with Orgrim being picked up, it could be Ray into the jungle. Okay,
so let's talk a little bit about that. Does that mean that the players inside of Gen.G can just kind of like switch roles?
They switch like that? Yep, that's it.
Is that something common that you can see?
We see mainly within Gen.G. There's no real other team that gets to qualify to this stage yet that we know of. Obviously, Honor of Kings being a MOBA for all, you may be a grassroots team that can get to this way. We have teams like A.C.T that get to KWC and could be the same the next Gen.G. But as of the moment, it is going to be Gen.G.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be our second game between Gen.G and Boom Esports. The Gorge is ready. I know that everyone is counting the seconds for this. Is it going to be Boom Esports? It's going to be Gen.G. Boys, take it from here.
So we are getting into game number 2 of Gen.G and Boom Esports. And if we just look at obviously the draft, obviously we were seeing it in a little bit of a faster time. We have obviously the Dharma come through, which has been banned in the past 3 games that we've seen. Agudo here for Carl, taking a little bit more of a different approach into the jungle and giving over a bit more sustain as well. We've not only got the Agudo, we have the Dolia. A lot of healing for the side of Boom Esports. And speaking of Boom, we get first blood.
First blood real quick here as both side junglers look to trade the jungle here. And Miggy here looking for some of a disturbance here on Rock's jungle clear here. And looking at Clue on the down fake here. Does not go for the smite setup that we have been seeing frequently. Goes for the stun instead. Wants to disrupt Miggy on the engage. Wants to disrupt Tatsuri on Maestro's engage. So definitely a very smart setup here coming in from Clue. But whether he can realize it or not, it definitely depends on his mechanics.
Exactly. It was kind of like what we were saying about the Hino in the previous series, right? Like, he may have the ultimate, but if he can press the button, that's a different story. And that's what you really need to kind of lock into with that stun onto the Zhongfei here. But Ray, we're seeing a little bit of a replay here, potentially that first blood going into the pit here. We do see Inua into the Tyrant pit.
Well, Inua being caught out here, and right now, top side being won over from the side of Wawa and Rock. Rock securing the Dimensional Sprite, and right now teleporting to the mid lane and sharing further farm with Inua. Right now, 3-man strong towards the bot side. Knock up onto Ray.
Knock up onto Ray, looking pretty low here. Gudo is going with the furball into the backline. Ray's having to use the parasol to get out, but it is gonna be a heck of a chase there. They get another kill onto the side of Gen.G. Inua going down. The I-Ching is not I-Chinging right now. And we are getting another one. Clue on the beast. Zhongfei taken down.
Remember what I said about starting your engine? Remember what I said about it's now or never? This is now or never here, Black. Boom Esports, 0-4 clean start. 2 minutes in already securing almost 2,000 gold lead already.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of a Gudo playstyle we was really hoping from Blacklist International, right? We really need that very early, very aggressive takedown of those turrets, and we're already seeing it down to the bot side of the map. They're trying to create a pressure for the side of Gen.G down there.
Right now, impressive though at the tier 2 in between the tier 3 of Gen.G right now. And hold on a minute, Toshi!
Just another engage here coming through. We are getting the Unbridled Light Burst to push them away for, thanks to Clue, keeping Ray alive once again. Have to be careful onto this Ali. Tatsuri looking at the land of no return. He gets taken down.
Ray with the immediate dodge on the flash engage coming from Tatsuri though. And right now, they are severely punished right now. Is there an invade towards the jungle of Kyle? There is no invade, but it's a consolation prize for the side of Gen.G as they recover the deficit that they suffered from the 4 kills.
Recover the deficit, but I mean, we have to give appreciation of the Boom Esports, right? Like, even with that shielding onto the turrets in the early game, they've managed to run it down to at least like 1/5 of health.
That's the beauty of Agudo here. You go for the turrets, but hang on a moment, the boys out.
Yeah, Toshi actually being stripped away from the rest of his teammates could be troublesome predicament for him, but it is going to be trade for the marksman here for both of these teams. Can they take out either of the jungles? Because if they can, this neutral objective is going to be easier for whoever gets taken down, but there is a lot of pressure being created here from Boom.
It's a party in the farm lane as we see 9 players strong coming towards the farm lane here as Wawa is safely farming on the Fatigue here. As we mentioned, we didn't get to see in the big and bad, but Fatigue has been one of the most consistent picks today in first day of KWC.
Yeah, a lot of weight on Wawa's shoulders, right? I mean, he knows that it's 100% win rate, so if it's not careful, he could be the first smidge, the blemish on the record for the party at this point. But Boom, for the first time within these 2 games, gets a neutral objective.
Securing the Tyrant does make sure that they have more damage to really burst through this early game here. Right now, we see a rotation coming in from Toshi, securing the Crimson Golem towards the top side here and taking farm in the mid lane here. Yet again, the bot lane tower, farm lane tower for the side Gen.G is still standing strong.
Still standing strong, and I mean, that could be at to the dividends of Gen.G being very good at the defense, or Boom just not quite putting as much pressure as they needed to that bot side of the map. But there we go, we do see the golden mobilizations being used by the side of Boom Esports. It is going to be impressive with the kill that he didn't get in game number 1, but gets in game number 2. And we are seeing Wawa looking pretty low. Miji as well as Tatsuri all looking pretty low. So Gen.G licking their wounds, but can they keep this T1 intact into the mid lane? And the answer is no.
The answer is no, and the most important tower in the early game, the tier 1 tower, has been taken down in the mid lane for the side of Gen.G here. Right now, Toshi and friends are looking to even further push Gen.G behind. Okay, hold on here, Black. We gotta catch a breather here as we're seeing so much action in just a short span of 1 minute.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that 1 minute seemed like a lifetime for the side of Gen.G within this game number 2, right? But Boom Miji looking pretty low, looking to go for a 2v1 here with Carl on Wawa, but the self-sustain from the party coming through gets the kill for Gen.G.
Beautiful stop.
The Enlightened Mantras comes through and hits with a pow.
He was definitely hyped up there. He got a 2v1 play. He was thinking like, can I get this kill onto Miggy? Nah, Miggy's like, nah, psych.
Yeah, no, we're a bit of a tease there. It's like, hey, no, we're pulling him with a golden carrot. Let's see if he takes the bait. And he did. And that was Boom Esports going out top there. The Unbridled Labors from Clue being committed here onto Tatsuri. He is looking pretty low, having to be forcing the Maestro into the back line is not where you want it. You want it all up in the grill of Gen.G. And speaking of grills, it is Rock into the back line here. Gets the kill onto Impressive. A little bit off sustain is going to be an issue here. And Midgie comes through, claiming that 1-1 trade and takes down Rock, which could be an issue here for Gen.G.
Well, I gotta say, a lot of fighting. This is what Paul SG Chilling is talking about.
Yep.
Boom Esports, they love to fight, and right now, 6 minutes in, we already have 12 kills on the Gore tier plan.
12 kills? I mean, it's not looking too sort of like topsy-turvy, right? Like, we got 4 on Gen.G, 8 on Boom. It's not looking like 12-0, right? So there is still means for Gen.G to try and take this game number 2, but it's not looking like it's going to be an easy take, right?
It's definitely not going to be easy as the Boom Esports, they have awoken in this game here. The key player here has got to be Wawa on this fatigue. He has shown 2v2s and 2v1s, and right now though, engaged gold always to Clue.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to chunk down the beast, right? I mean, he's almost at the rage bar, so now he has the Unbridled Outburst, so he's not the target you really want to be going for. I mean, maybe try and bait out the Unbridled Outburst to stop a great engage further on down the line. Could have been the issue there for Boom Esports, but they weren't able to get it out of him.
Exactly, and right now, 3-man strong coming from Boom Esports. Look to take down the top turret here, right on the bot side.
No! Wawa! Oh, okay, he's still alive. He's able to flash out of there. Now his teammates come through. Unbridled Outburst catches none, but forces Tatsuri away from Midgie, keeping him and locking him down. He's taken down by Gen.G as well as a T1.
But that's so much resources expended just for the 1 kill onto Miggy here. The top lane tower, the tier 3, has been punished from the side of Boom Esports. They take the Boom Esports tower, but right now they're knocking onto the crystal. Are you serious here?
Yeah, a bit of a pace race between both of these teams. A little bit of a defensive measure is needed here from Gen.G, but Clue taking too much damage here.
This is crazy stuff coming in from Boom. I was thinking that, okay, tier 3 done, but they went for more. They wanted the crystal. That is nuts. But right now, we look at damage taken here. Clue and Rock definitely doing a lot of damage taking from the side of Gen.G. They are the punching bags. The stone wall for the side of Gen.G. They are banking on Ray and Wawa to carry.
They are trying to bank on them, right? I mean, this is the thing. Like, Boom Esports from game number 1 know that the team fights are going to be hard for them, so they have to try and get pressure elsewhere, which is why we saw such a great, clear takedown of that top side of the map. But right now, a little bit of a reset. We're looking to go for the neutral objectives, not quite a shadow variant. The Unbridled Outburst actually successful, catching 2, of 1 being Verbal, 1 being Dolia, but that is not going to be enough to keep away Boom Esports. They're into the enemy jungle. Rock is on the run. Ray Wawa looking to stay here, but get base checked by Tatsuri. Nice, clean intel for the side of Boom Esports.
Nice, clean intel. HP bars are looking low for the side of Gen.G. For the side of Boom Esports, they take it, the fight, they win, they take the tower. It's all about objectives, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you don't have to get the kills, but once you get the HP bars down, you get the turret.
Yeah, again, another aggressive kind of approach here with the minion wave. They have to try and take this T3. Now, if they don't, they may be pushing the game a little bit further for their liking, because Agudo kind of starts to fall off into that mid to late game. But right now, we are seeing the early just trying to clear out the minion waves. It's going to be enough. The critters aren't going to be enough there to allow Boom Esports to get the T3, but they get the T2 instead.
Wow, that's all the turrets, out the turrets down for the side of Gen.G here. And right now, Tatsuri dancing in the enemy base of Gen.G here. Tyrant has been spotted on the map, but Boom, they want more turrets.
They want more turrets. Verbals into the thick of it, trying to get that last one there into the mid lane. The high ground turret does fall for the side of Gen.G, which is looking like a shaky game number 2 compared to what we just saw in game number 1, right? This is looking like they've been caught on the back foot.
They are caught in the back foot right now. Gen.G, they need some form of engage here. Wawa or Clue finding these crucial engages onto the back line, such as Toshi, such as Tatsuri here. So right now, 10 minutes, 30 seconds here. Tyrant is the name of the game.
I mean, looking at Gen.G here, they've got to make sure the minions is obviously crashing in there with the minions at base. But one stun was enough for Clue. He's gone for the frigid charge as well. He's going to go for the 2 stuns. But Tatsuri into the back line takes down Ray. A lot of damage already been taken off the side of Gen.G. Inua is looking like he has to be saved here. It is the president. They have to make sure they calm around him to keep him safe. But Toshi doing a lot of damage right now.
Boom Esports here, they do not want the objective, they want the game-winning push right here. 15 seconds on the clock for Ray until his respawn here. Do you have enough time here, Boom Esports?
I mean, they got to wait for the minion wave in the top side of the map to come through because they are able to take down the minion wave into the mid lane. But Boom are looking not to take the pressure off here, and they decide, you know what, guys? Shadow Tyrant, Shadow Overlord is now up. Let's go and get one of those. Let's get that final nail in the coffin.
They play it smart, they play it clean. 3 tier 3s down, empty towers coming in from Gen.G here. So right now, Boom Esports, they're looking for a fight.
They're looking for a fight. The kick up there. The Kachusan's coming through. It's going to be enough damage onto Clue. Not quite. He looks like he's barely been scratched. But Miji, on the other hand, he's trying to get a kill. Wawa goes down. Rock pays back that favor. 2-1 trade right now. The crucial crowd control from the side of Gen.G is not going to be enough here for Boom Esports to stay away. They are looking to make sure they meet these minions right now because it's currently looking like a 4v3.
Hellfires are blinking low coming in from Kyle and Toshi here. Are they seriously going for this push or are they looking for the objectives here? Shadow Barriers has still not been touched. Tatsuri goes in!
Yep, Tatsuri has to get in, get out, but Ray goes down again. This is looking very hairy for both Inua and Clue, but they're going to try their darndest to keep the minions from that crystal, but crashing in is going to be the minions, but we are seeing some L's being taken here by the side of Boom Esports. Impressive, going down, and we're seeing Wawa, he's diving a little bit too much, lost into the sauce, is going to be Gen.G Wawa.
They are still fighting, it has been 2 solid minutes here. Boom Esports bringing in their style from the PKL and they're looking to knock on the crystal of Gen.G, bring it to game 3.
They say 3 is the magic number. This is the 3rd minion wave to come through, but it's not looking like they're going down without a fight. Rock is trying to keep them away, but they are going to take down the crystal. Boom, not out with a clean 2-0. They are back in the race.
They are bringing the PKL playstyle. They love the fight, they love the brawl. That is Boom Esports playstyle. They are back online after game 2.
Back online
wow.
after game 2. Great game 2, that one. I mean, definitely the performance that they needed, right?
Definitely indeed. Boom Esports here, we were talking, if it's not now, when will they show up? Right now, game 2, they come in with a different style. They were not playing tempo, they were just playing fights after fights after fights, playing with the Agudo tempo, playing for turrets, playing for these crucial engages. Yep. Tatsuri on the Maestro lane was definitely the key difference maker in all these engages.
I mean, not only the players is going to be the thing that's changed the whole interaction here, but maybe the reality check that we gave them on the desk, right? Going to that lower bracket, maybe it was enough to scare them.
I mean, definitely going to lower bracket, losing out the direct access to the playoffs is definitely a shocker or a nightmare here. So definitely, the coach probably head on to the back and say, hey guys, this is not you. Brush up, freshen up, drink some water, and let's go again.
Exactly, that's it. Get your fruit in, lads. We've seen quite a few of the players eating some bananas before this game number 2, and then the potassium is clearly what they needed to get that game 2 victory because they were thinking smart, they were thinking fast, and with the likes of the Agudo and the Mai Shiranui, they needed to operate this one fast.
Indeed, and look at all these plays coming in. This is one of those games where we have zero focus on the objectives. It's just fight, 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 fight. And look at this. This one, they got Ray, and right now, they were knocking onto the crystal. They just kept fighting. Look at this. Fights after fights after fights. Gen.G respawns, we fight again. Wawa comes out, looks for Tatsuri, looks for Toshi, flashes away, and look at this. Miki was getting a big engage onto the backline, and they were looking for the turret. Look at Toshi. He's still fighting.
He's just sat there at the back of the fight. He's like, you know what, guys? Just let me get rocked. Let me get a bit more of the kills. Let me just get some more gold on there. But like you were saying there, though, Sagi, is the fact that they played a little bit more different into that game number 2. Obviously, we saw that big crashing wave into the top side of the map when we saw a bit of a team fight happening. I feel like Boom Boom just kind of acknowledged in game number 1, they can't really take Gen.G in a team fight when they don't have the advantage. Like, yes, they can try and be as mechanically as possible and outplay, but it just wasn't paying off in game number 1. But game number 2, they changed the strategy and the win came through.
This game just looked like ranked. Like, I loved it. I loved it. It just gave me that feeling of like, all right, I'm with my friends just at home playing a ranked game, and because it was just fighting after fighting after fighting, and then the super minions are here in the crystal, but we cannot actually push on the crystal, and then it's 3 waves for us to be able to finish the deal. It felt a little bit like that, and I loved it. I was totally in love with this second game, and we're gonna have to be able to play one more game.
I mean, we gave them the reality check. We gave them what we wanted. We wanted a full best of 3. So, I mean, we've basically cosmically ordered this, I guess.
Wow. Well, you were asking, Sagi, about the prediction here. Are you looking down on Gen.G? Right now, it's a 1-2-1 here, Flam. So I can't prove you wrong. You can't prove me wrong. They can't prove us wrong.
If you drop a group down to a tier list of grade D, you mean that they're going to take a 2-0 stop, right? So we'll put you under the table for that one. We'll put you on a leash until we see who the victor is of this best of 3. But no, definitely Boom Esports played a lot better in that one in terms they knew they did not take a team fight. It was very scrappy towards the end, but they needed to play the macro a lot better, and that's exactly what they did.
I'm telling you, Boom Esports had an amazing performance because, again, like, it was impossible to say like who carried the team. Like, nobody can say who carried the team, but one person needs to come up with the MVP. It's just how the game goes, and that MVP for this part is going to be Carl.
Yes, the young prodigy himself onto the Agudo. A little bit of a love letter to Blam, as I've already stated. I am an Agudo main. I love this hero. But 519 KDA, damage dealt 22.5%. I'm going to round that up to 23 because, I mean, he played Agudo. And then, obviously, damage taken. He did what he needed to do, was soak that damage.
And this is what we're talking about, the Agudo pick. What Blacklist couldn't really execute was all these early pushes. You excel the early game, you make it fast so the enemies cannot farm. Once they cannot farm, they fall into your temple where you can just keep utilizing the Dharma, the Maestro to keep forcing these fights. And that is what the game plan was for Boom Esports. And they executed it flawlessly. Not really, but it was within their comfort zone.
Sagi mentioned something very interesting. At the 2 minutes mark, there was already a 2,000 gold advantage. 2,000 gold advantage at 2 minutes?
Yes.
That's 1K per minute. That kind of speed is not seen every day.
It's not seen every day, and I mean, that's the kind of rate of investment I want to see, right? Like, rate of interest, like, if I can get 1K per minute, sign me up, buddy. Like, I need you on my team, and we need that every game. Because, I mean, we're going to see teams that are able to do this effortlessly within the rest of the tournament. So they need to be able to do this, right? To be able to go toe-to-toe with a lot of these teams.
Exactly, and Boom Esports definitely, they figured out the Gen.G playstyle, but yet again, this was Gen.G putting Rock on a tank Ogren. It wasn't because that they put the marksman onto the jungle. They didn't swap around. Rock was, once again, in the jungle. He wasn't playing the carry picks like he was back in game 1. So is this another code that means that you have to put Rock in the carry? Has things changed for Gen.G?
A lot of questions are being posted right now, and I know that everybody wants answers. We're going to talk among us a little bit to research, to try to find those answers, and we're going to bring you those answers back right after this short break.
And now I'm falling, deeper down the flag, I can't control it. Dark against the sky, it's not so black and white, it's like I told him. There's things that I can't fight, I just keep going, I just keep going.
Reach your impossible. Lenovo Legion.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 1-1, Gen.G, 1 victory, Boom Esports, 1 victory. We're gonna come into all or nothing. Whoever that wins the next one is going to have a smoother path to the championship, and whoever that loses it is going to just go down the rocks.
A smoother path, but a smoother sleep will be definitely questionable for this team, right? I mean, knowing that they weren't able to take that 2-0 victory, I mean, if you are Gen.G after such a sort of decisive game number 1, that would make me kind of like shake in my sleep, you know?
Well, we gotta think about it. Is it Boom Esports tackling the issue? Are they warming up? It's all these small things that contribute to such a banger of a series here. And right now, we are seeing 1-1. Not just any regular best of 3. Winner goes to their continuance of the upper bracket. Loser, they fall down to the lower bracket, and they have a big route to go for if they want to find a way to achieve their route to the playoffs here.
Let's talk a little bit about the style of the game. The game was actually pretty different to what we have been seeing. We've seen a lot of games of management, trying to manage waves, trying to manage turrets. This one was a lot more about the fighting. Which of these two is your favorite style? Do you want more fights, or do you want a little bit more of the tactical approach to it?
Well, I mean, I'd rather get the tactical approach down first and then take the fights. That would be my kind of like optimal thing, so then you know you're playing at an advantage. Whereas we saw Gen.G was still taking at fights when they didn't have a clear advantage. They didn't have a wave clear. They didn't have the waves pushed for them as well. So it was kind of just like they was taking it at the invitation. It was just like, you know what, they want to fight, let's give them a fight. And to me, that's very risky.
Exactly. And looking at all these players right here, they're all geared up and ready. But you got to talk about these styles right now that Isaac mentioned, right? It's like, okay, which of these styles that you like? For me, the viewers, of course, they like the fighting styles, right? For us, we are okay with both as long as we get the cast for the viewers here. And what else is the final pick and ban for today's best of 3? Gen.G Esports locking away the Arlie and Zhang Fei, while Boom Esports, once again, the same draft locking away Luna and Pei from the hands of Rock.
We won't be able to see Luna today, man. Come on. What is going on? I want to see that Luna fly around.
I mean, titling games, Moonblade, maybe we need the games a little bit later, so when the moon comes out, maybe Luna comes out.
True. Alright, so Byron being picked up for the side Gen.G Esports here, making sure that they have a solid class lane here. For those who don't know, in home, Byron is a solid clash lane due to the fact that he has amazing laning, amazing sustain, but he somewhat falls off towards the late game here. For that Boom Esports here, they repeat Gen.G's success in game 1. They pick up the Yuhuan and Mayin as their offer for the counter pick.
Exactly. I mean, they're definitely playing them at their own game, right? Obviously, Yuhuan a second pick. They are looking to just go like lock that in with the flex, but we're going to get another bit of the power coupling, right? The Liang and the Princess Frost. Not quite the Byron and Pei approach, but it is going to give Gen.G a lot more control into these team fights.
And I'm loving the fact that Boom Esports is actually swapping our Tatsuri and Toshi here. Toshi, he's taking on the role of having to win the laning phase. Once he cracks Ray in the lane, it gives so much space for Carl and friends to really move around Hero's Gorge and get these objectives that Boom Esports really need to facilitate these team fights.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen it actually. I think this is the first ban of the day for Fade.
Yeah.
So maybe they were hinting at the Fade come through. Obviously, Fade has been reworked recently. I mean, he now basically has a second execute with his ultimate, right? Like, no longer are you just slowed, you are literally statused and then crushed.
Status and crush, and what's better than that in an objective game like Honor of Kings, that can secure you multiple objectives like the Tyrant, like the Overlord, Shadow Variants, and even Tempest Striker. The crucial objectives that you need to do. But looking at Boom Esports, they definitely put heavy focus to target Bad Rock, their star player of Gen.G Esports.
Yeah, they just wanted to take away those kind of like high-framed, very flashy heroes into the jungle, because we saw him on the Orgrin only really started to kind of like pop off towards the latter part of the game, but it was a little bit too late for Rock to solo carry the game. So definitely taking him and kind of forcing him onto these tankier jungles is something that Boom Esports is trying to do here.
Exactly, and Gen.G Esports as well, looking to ban out all these mages from Tatsuri, who had a beautiful game coming in from the Maestro that he had just now. So right now, mid lane pool, you still can flex the Yuhuan towards Tatsuri if it's needed here. So that's definitely a flex. So Monkey here being locked in for the hands of Carl here, remaining the potential of Yuhuan being flexed towards the mid or the roam here for Boom Esports draft.
Exactly. I mean, the good thing about the monkeys here, right? Like, even if Liang gets the suppression onto the monkey, he's still going to be able to soak a lot of damage. So if you try and drop both the suppression and the winter is here on it, you've expanded those two big, great kind of like control that both the Princess Frost and the Liang give over to you. So again, just filling out Boom Esports, the front line is looking omega here onto the side of Boom Esports.
Exactly, it also facilitates a path for Miggy. Once the power control is expanded, they have an access to go in, but hang on though, Jing has been locked in. I've seen this drop before. MKLBSE love this drop. The Princess Frost and Liang with the Jing here, so definitely Gen.G here, they are trying to repeat that success that I have seen so far. Definitely an interesting drop for both teams.
Yes, the Mirror Blade herself, having the Mirror Domain as well as her ultimate and recently being reworked, that obviously she can obviously trade with her clone a little bit further than she used to. So now, obviously, it's going to be about catching off Gen.G's Rock on this Jing. Because, I mean, it's not a pick that Wawa is going to go for, right? It's definitely going to be locked onto the Rock here. Rock, once again, wants to be the disrupting force for the side of Gen.G.
So definitely, we talk about Rock, we talk about the face of Gen.G, the star player of Gen.G here. So if you think about it, if you're Boom Esports, your game plan is to lock him down.
They have to lock him down if they want to keep their dreams of moving forward alive. Gen.G against Boom Esports, boys. Let's go into the Gorge.
Let's go into the Gorge for the last time of the day. I mean, I feel like a little tear just fell from my eye after that. So we get into the last time we visit the Gorge for today. But obviously, we will be back with more action tomorrow. But we are going to be looking and holding in right now.
Clue secured Deep Crimson from Rock's hands. Okay, it's still okay because the EXP does go over to Rock fully because of the roaming item, but still, that's so crazy coming into the first minute of the game here, Blam.
I mean, they were one game up, right? So these kind of mistakes are going to be made, unfortunately, for the side of Gen.G. So that is just a unfortunate consequence of popping down your little AoE, little book, zapping away.
But a very interesting strat coming out from Gen.G here is that they do a double roam style.
Yep.
Yes, the Princess Frost is babysitting Wawa in this lane, while Clue here is making sure that his jungle gets the fast clear and the mid lane, the core role, the 4 minions that we have is all funneled to the 1 carry Rock.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they're definitely making sure they make it ends meet with those 4 minions, right? They need to make sure that the rest of those resources do go over to Rock on the Jing here, but like you said, the loss of the red buff here, the crimson buff, that means extra damage in the early game, and the faster wave clear is not going to come through for Rock.
Well, as long as they are not fighting and there's someone to actually help Rock clear out this minion wave, I think that's still fine. Gladly, the EXP still goes over to Rock, so it's still A-okay in this situation. But hang on though, Boom Esports, they're looking for a certain attempt.
They're looking for a certain attempt to try and take that Crimson Golden from him then maybe next time, but Tatsuri looking pretty low there. Dream Roam having to be used defensively there, trying to get him out so they don't lose Carl too early.
It's still pretty okay coming from the side of both teams here, but a gold card being landed onto Ray's face right here, and he gets poked down.
Gets poked down, but I mean, he does have Inua here as well to aid him. Obviously, the Frigid Prison isn't quite going to lock down on Satoshi. He has, obviously, a very high move speed, especially with the passive of the D-Ranger as well, right? Like, if you stack up those 5 stacks, he gets that movement speed increase, which is going to make it a little bit more slippery to lock down with the Princess Frost.
Exactly, and every 3 hits coming in from D-Ranger's tokens, it's an empowered token where it has advanced range and applies slow as well. A small freeze coming in from Toshi here, making sure that if Ray wants to farm these minions, he will have to overextend himself, and Tatsuri and Impressive are there to lock him down. But hang on though, top side though, Clue is level 4.
Clue is level 4. He has the ultimate, so the suppression could come through, but they're looking to go for this T1, looking to try and just do a little bit of damage to it, but obviously, as you see there on the screen, it gets the shield back because it is still pre-4 minutes. But this is rare. They need to kind of set up these side lanes for the side of Gen.G if they really want to try and take some really easy neutral objectives.
I want to give props to Miggy here. He smelled that play miles away, and he is so disciplined in making sure he does not get caught here. And Tatsuri here notices this fact, and he's here to help.
Oh, the flash and the suppression. He's not going to miss, but he gets knocked out of the suppression. Miggy now coming in with the board from Tatsuri as well. It means that he's able to stay alive, so the flash suppression wasn't as impressive as it should be.
We keep saying that Boom is a heavy fighting team, but that reactive play coming from Tatsuri was beautiful. They read that so well, making sure that Miggy came out alive, and they expended so many spells on Miggy.
Yeah, so many spells for Miggy, and I mean, it's what you kind of really want to do here, especially with Gen.G's draft, right? You want to make sure that you're getting all those skills off before you take the next team fight.
Exactly, and right now, 4 minutes, the last Shadow Tyrant at 4 minutes that's going to be spawned onto the map. Right now, both teams here, they are looking strong and wanting to contest for this objective.
Look at the test for the objective. I mean, no clear priority into the bot side of the map as well, right? Like, there's 2 minion waves crashing in equally, but now we're seeing Boone is just taking it effortlessly. They're like, you know what, guys? If you're not going to go for it, we're going to take the Tyrant from you.
Well, free Tyrant goal hooks over to the hands of Boom Esports here. For the side of Gen.G, they want to maintain the farm on Rock here as he's level 9 going strong right now. Right now, for the side of Boom Esports here, they are looking for an opportunity to really crush down these towers, unlocking Toshi, making sure that he can push these sideways here. But hang on, the Wawa might be caught out.
Yeah, 4 minutes up, so that means that the turret's assist are going to be taken off from it as well, but he's able to keep himself alive. We do get the takedown of the T1 as well. The passive for Tatsuri is not going to be enough. We see Rock claims the first blood for the side of Gen.G. This is definitely the pacing they want to go for. Maybe not go for objectives, go for the monopoly.
And that's the beautiful part about Mirror Blade, which is Jing, right? So much mobility, so much access to the backline after the revamp. That was such a clean execution here coming in from Rock. With that kill, they secured themselves the Crimson Golem from the side of Boom Esports. That's a net positive win for Gen.G.
Net positive, but I mean, we did see that Toshi's able to take the T1 down to the bot side as well, so they've just basically paid a trade across the gorge, and really, in terms of getting the priority into the bot side of the map, is something that we're going to really want to be seeing here from Toshi, so we can kind of free himself up to go for these team fights as well as his rest of the team.
And Toshi here chunking down the mid tower of Gen.G here, throwing out those tokens here, slowly chipping it down here. 50-50, goal lead is dead even from both sides here. Just look at the goal difference real quick. Wawa, Rock being the solid 2 carries that holds all the gold for the side of Gen.G.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they want to be funneling the gold, right? I mean, we need to see it going onto the ladies soon. We need to be seeing it going onto the Jing. And right now, we are seeing that 5.3k ahead of that one. A bit of a team fight going on in mid here. Getting caught inside the box is Lonely Ray. And the suppression coming through. Is it going to be enough to lock down? Impressive. So that is a lot of sustain being taken off the side here of Boom Esports.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first rule and first lesson of marksman. Do not face check a bush if you are on a squishy carry.
Exactly. You don't want to be kind of going in there and then taking your life for nothing. And there it is again. Oh! Having to expend the flash to get out, but it is going to be Tatsuri falling down to Rock once more. Carl looking very low, trying to do the dream roll out, but he was like, no, you're in my domain, and I will take you down.
Beautiful mirror domain coming from Rock, securing 3 man with that mirror domain, instantly executing Tatsuri and Carl. I'm telling you, Rock is playing a masterclass of a Jing in this crucial game that decides their fate towards the playoff.
I mean, just look at the banning draft, right? I mean, they banned out a lot of the assassin junglers. I mean, they clearly forgot about Jing, which is a little bit of a trouble there. But I mean, they do lock in here with some control. Ray going down once more. We see Clue going down, so already not going to be able to set up those team fights that we've seen from Gen.G so far in game number 3. And it is going to be a place to breathe for Boom Esports.
Me, the player of Boom Esports, with the Mayi secures a double kill, breathing more life into their team composition. Looking at the damage dealt, Rock definitely is at the peak of the damage now with that 27,000 damage right here. And right now, if you're a Boom Esports fan, once again, your team composition does not scale towards the late game. You gotta find a way to break through this early to mid stage. You gotta win the 10th minute Shadow Tyrant fight.
You've got to win that one, and then obviously your expiry date is no much further away from that, right? But they're just trying to catch out Rock here, but he goes straight in onto Toji.
Wow.
Takes down the damage of the D-Ranger. Tatsuri's on the run. He doesn't have the passive. He gets taken down by Inua. Into the mid lane is Ray. Actually doing a very good, nice job there, keeping that T1 alive as well, because that could have been a good trade for Boom if they're able to get that.
Once again, Rock again on the mirror blade, on the Jing with the mirror domain CC onto multiple targets of Boom Esports. It was Tatsuri on Toshi this time, the 2 core carries of Boom Esports here, Blam.
Yeah, the Stackley, you don't want those two going down too early within the team fights, especially if you're kind of playing on the back foot, which is what's unfortunately happening here for Boom Esports. They still have the T2s for now, but we can see up to the top side of the map that the Clash Lane 1 may fall here thanks to Ray. Looking to help themselves and try and contest this Crimson Golem for Rock. He does use it as a bait. He uses the mirror domain into the back line. Chunking a lot of damage onto Midgie. He goes down. Impressive. Not looking too hot in terms of that health bar, but that is the pickups they need because there is no pickup potential here for the side of Boom Esports.
This is one of those key moments that you gotta ask Boom Esports. You love to fight, but you have to understand that some fights you cannot be taking here. With all these fights that's happening, just look at the gold chart on Rock right now. He's 9,000 gold. 9 minutes, that's 1,000 gold per minute we're talking about here, Blam.
Yeah, we're seeing a familiar kind of tradition, right? I mean, that 1k gold per minute has been the story of this best of 3. But right now, Boom are definitely behind by around about 3k in total. So they've got to try and make ends meet, right? They got to try and find some way to get in. And what is that way in?
In my opinion, this team, if Boom Esports wants to look for any form of combat, it has to be from Miggy or Carl, looking for these big engages with their skill sets. Mayin looking for the 3-man knockup. Carl looking for the big dream roll here. If you're a Boom Esports fan, that's definitely the only way they have back to this game. For Gen.G, Rock is doing us a masterclass with all these engages here, and you have late game insurance here. Ray is just farming even though he's 0 and 2 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think that's where Boom Esports is kind of faulting here, is the fact that they're not taking the engages on their own terms. It's actually Gen.G that are forcing the engages, but right now, could be a change of story here. Clue actually is able to flash out of the world is my board, used mainly for a zone and kind of got Boom retreated, but is this the golden carrot here for the side of Boom Esports to bring in Gen.G?
Wow, that's a 4,000 goalie with a Shadow Tyrant here for the side of Gen.G Esports. Engage goes in.
The golden carrot is more than likely going to be that monkey, so Carl going down, so front line does not exist here for Boom Esports. That is going to be a 2-1 trade. Toshi going down, so a lot of damage already been taken off the side of Boom once again. Top side, not looking too hot.
Not looking too hot indeed. And once again, it's another fight at this Crimson Golem. How many times does it take for you to learn a lesson here? Because Boom Esports is getting severely punished for how they love to fight in these team compositions. They want to fight their way to success, but right now, Gen.G is pulling so many good team fights and engage with their team composition.
So many good team fights, and obviously they had the early game lead as well, right, into the lanes. Like, we only really see for the side of Boom Esports that they're able to get that farm lane knocked down to the T2, very much half health. But other than that, there is no pressure being put onto the side of Gen.G, and that's where I feel like Boom is lacking. So that's what they need to do, I feel like, to get back into this game number 3.
Exactly, and Siegebreaker already complete by Jing, the highest physical damage item in Honor of Kings here. Once the enemy falls down below a certain percentage mark, you do extra damage to them. A very strong fighter and assassin item right now being completed by Jing. So right now, if Rock so happens to touch Tatsuri, Tatsuri will explode like a bubble.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, obviously, Rock at this moment in terms of itemization. She has just built the Starbreaker as well. We see Rock is now 6 slotted in his itemization. He is going to be able to shred any member of Boom Esports if he's not contested.
Man, 8,000 goal lead for the side of Gen.G right now, and they are knocking onto the Shadow Overlord and Vanguard right now. Really secures it. 3 waves go strong for the side of Gen.G here. Time is ticking, Blam.
Yep, Gen.G with the minion waves in 2 lanes for now. Are they able to get a higher ground turret at this point, or just looking to keep Boom locked and restricted into their base? It seems like the case, right? I mean, Rock is like, hey, you can't have your jungle. I'm going to take it from you.
I'm going to take it from you, and right now they're slowly progressing towards the end stage of the game right now. 12 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. The Overlord Vanguard has been spawned towards the mid lane here. The final 2 tier 3s for the side of Boom Esports.
Yeah, I think if Boom can hold this off, then there's a chance they could come back, right? But right now, it's not looking too hot for them. Rock already taken a lot of damage from Carl. He's already down to half health, able to gain a little bit more health from the Hue 1. So impressive. Being a great teammate, giving over some healing to the side of Boom Esports.
And right now, 1 more tier 2 goes down. The Overlord marches towards the Crystal here. Impressive goes in for the engage.
With the Boom, yes, impressive. Does get the CC, the Dream Roll comes through, but it gets met with the suppression. Tatsuri goes down. Impressive is going down next. Rock finally gets taken down, but it's a little bit too late for Boom Esports. And click, boom, it is going down once again at EWC, but this time Gen.G takes the Boom.
Gen.G takes Boom 2-1. Masterclass performance by Gen.G and Rock. Rock was so detrimental with the Mirror Domain on the Jing Mirror Blade. That was such a hero performance that Gen.G needed to seal the deal and advance further to the upper bracket.
Exactly that.